tell me how VetSpeak started.
Well, VetSpeak started as I was listening to a podcast with Sebastian Younger on it.
So I have this idea, veteran town halls. You open up the town hall, and veterans from any war have the right to stand up and speak for 10 minutes to their community.
He was an embedded reporter in Afghanistan. When he came back, he wrote the book War, he wrote Tribe, and a couple years after serving, he started suffering from really bad PTSD. And he started thinking, oh, I'm not the only one that's suffering like this, and talking to other veterans and realizing how much they were suffering. And Sebastian Younger said, these veterans need a voice. And so with VetSpeak, our goal is to give them that voice, give them that recognition. So when they get up there and they share that story, me as a civilian, I just listen.
If you're able to share your feelings, this is the forum for that.
We've held 3 events so far, and it was really myself and Frank Grun, as a sergeant in the Air Force.
I would like to invite someone who's struggling, someone who just has a story.
Really, the goal is to just let these veterans talk about anything they want to.
Had a lot of really scary experiences. It's my first time going into combat.
The scariest moment of my military career is so strange because it has nothing to do with combat.
We sat there for 2.5, 3.5, 4 hours.
I'm walking up to the doorstep of a home that I grew up in since I was 11 years old.
We couldn't move because our battle captain didn't want to send a bunch of infantrymen who were begging to go because that's our job.
She knows I'm coming. There's probably going to be awesome Korean food and a cup of coffee, and I have to tell her because she has no idea that this is coming. To this day, when I walk up to my mom's house, I have terrible, tremendous, raging PTSD about opening the front door to the house that I grew up in. It is a real thing.
We wanted to go out, and I had to listen to SF guys literally get shot to death, blown up to death, all this different shit. I can still hear it right now in my head.
Well, I think sharing my specific story really opens up the door for other veterans.
How did Mark Browning become involved?
Mark Browning became involved because he's just an incredible veteran.
Day in the life of Lash Gagar.
So I served almost 24 years in the Army.
Up here, obviously, you have me on the gun.
Both active duty as well as the Army National Guard here in Oregon. Primarily as an infantry soldier, spent a lot of time training and serving in that capacity. Spent some time overseas in the Middle East, Iraq, Afghanistan kind of thing.
Sergeant Browning gunning.
Hey! And I think as you continue to talk about individual experiences and let your guard down, that empowers other veterans to let their guard down and share their stories. And if I can in any way, shape, or form help a veteran step out of the shadow, share and grow, I can't not do that.
After experiencing something that can be so traumatic as combat, how is simply talking a therapeutic experience?
The stigma of keeping it to yourself, or I was just doing my job and nobody needs to know about it, that can be damaging. That can be pretty unhealthy in many cases.
What's your goal for this project? Where do you hope it goes?
I want every veteran to realize we appreciate their sacrifice, we appreciate their service, and we're here for them. I guess the ultimate goal is really to reduce the number of veteran suicides that we see every day. And it's roughly 20 to 22 veterans are committing suicide here in the United States every single day. And it's this PTSD, it's this struggle, it's this feeling of alone. They don't have that call in the morning, and they're not told what to do, how to live their lives, and they get lost. Well, we want to bring them back. We don't want them to be lost. We want them to feel that appreciation and take that number of 22 down to 0.
Now, Nate and his partner in this project, Frank Grun, eventually hope to take their model nationwide as a way of providing a service for a group of people who have sacrificed so much for all of us.
Listening to those numbers are just staggering. It's amazing. And letting their guard down, watching how therapeutic this can be. Are civilians allowed into these events?
Yeah, civilians are allowed. That's the great thing. We're allowed to be there and to hear, but we're not allowed to speak.
Yeah.
That's Frank and Nate believe that there aren't many ways we can truly say thank you.
Yeah.
One of the ways is simply to listen. And I think just allowing ourselves to listen as civilians to what the military members go through is just the least we could do. So if you know of somebody who would like to speak or you want to attend, you can find them at Vet Speak on Facebook or at Vet Speak PDX on Twitter.
I bet that listening is
Yeah.
just so therapeutic too. It's just such a strong message. Wow.
And I know, Joey, this isn't the first story you've shared about services for veterans, and I know you'd like to find others as well as other people doing good work in the community. So if you do have a story idea for Joey's Journal, you can email it to joeysjournal@kgw.com or simply post it on Joey's Facebook page.